chase the bag, gotta chase the bag. Ain't no need to lag.
What's up, and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab. Just got home from a run, so I'm literally drenched. I didn't think I was gonna get everything ready in time, but we managed to get it done. Top of the hour. First thing to mention, hey, my hip hurts so bad today. Long run. Today I was supposed to be getting an MRI in a couple hours, and insurance denied it. I know I've got a torn labrum. Everybody knows it. Got to do the MRI in order to get surgery. More importantly, yesterday's show was cut a little short because I got the phone call yesterday that I was frustrated, that the MRI was denied. Second time now it's been denied, so just super frustrating. Been in a lot of pain. I'm also waiting on a phone call for my my dog. For those of you that in the Discord or Twitter or whatever, I don't remember if I post on Twitter or not, but my dog's got a hell of a lump mass. They took a sample, they sent it in to pathologists to see if it's cancerous or not. So waiting on that phone call. So if I happen to get a phone call and it looks like it's going to be them, we're done with the stream. We're going to cut it. Post plays on, Twitter or something like that. I'm not going to, I want to be able to talk to the doctor and everything like that. Obviously I'm hopeful that it's not cancer, but not about to be on stream and then have to talk baseball after finding out my dog's got cancer or something like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll probably try to keep some of them short this week, just because I'm waiting on that phone call, to see what's going on, see what the next steps are going to be. But pretty good day yesterday. We went 3-0 on the podcast here, so a nice little sweep. It is funny when I start off and I'm like, man, I don't really like a lot today. Kind of sucks. I really do end up sweeping. I should have said it again yesterday. I said it on Twitter after the fact, but we went 3-0 yesterday. Also hit on the pick of the day. So those of you unfamiliar, we had hit 7 straight in a row. Lost, and then we're back to a 1-0 streak now. So, but it was on that Brady Singer pick, man. That was sweaty, and it was actually really frustrating because the bottom, whatever it was, in the 5th when he was pitching, he had 2 on, 1 out, and what's his first name? Connor? Is it Connor Wong? He grounds into a double play on the first pitch, and that really hurt. I mean, if he could have seen 3 or 4 pitches and then popped out or struck out, and then another guy seeing 2, 3, 4 pitches, it's likely the Singer probably wouldn't have come out. I mean, he's got 2 outs, into the 6th inning. We need just 1 more out to lose. And he, they give up a double. He's at 105 pitches or something. They finally pull him. Very, very sweaty. Hunter Brown on the reverse side, we have that 2-leg for him and Patrick Corbin not going to win. Hunter Brown almost gave it away. 2 outs, gave up a double, I think. And I'm just watching because I wasn't watching. I was watching on FanDuel, but I'm just watching it. I'm just like, oh man, they're going to pull him. But luckily, both of them worked out. The one miss I had was on Zach Gallen, which Cleveland hit him pretty good. I liked his outs originally, but it just didn't work out. And then we also hit, I had this play in here yesterday that I missed by just 1 leg. A little 3. It's just some of the stuff we talked about from the podcast yesterday. I threw into a parlay, but then we were able to get this one yesterday on that boost. So I'll do something similar in the Discord if you're in there. If you're not in there, check it out. We got the link at the bottom here. All caps Lunchtime, get you 25% off your first month. All kinds of different ways to get you in there and get you winning, getting you ready for NFL. But had a nice little, Devers 2 bases, whip a hit, Edwards and Marte for 2 bases, plus 800, 25 to win $240. And then had 2 full unit bets or whatever hit as well. So good to see there. But let's go ahead and talk about some baseball. Today, I think there's some pretty good spots, but man, I tell you, the books really just aren't being friendly with some of these lines. I like Dylan Cease today. He's at over 18 and a half outs. I'm not really messing with like strikeout props. Like I really just aren't I'm not good at it. As you see yesterday, the one strikeout prop that I put in there, didn't really work out. Two out of two hit, we'll take it. Tay, man, Kyle Freeland, I was looking at him. I just don't know what to do because he keeps burning me and he's pitching like halfway decent. But anyhow, Dylan Cease, I think, is a good look today. I think you could take him like to get a win in a parlay if you wanted to. Not interested in the Reds, the Marlins. Eduardo Rodriguez, I think, could be a good look against the Guardians on his outs, but he's coming off an extended injury. This is his first time pitching this year, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna be a little scary to pay attention to him. Mackenzie Gore, Giants hitting lefties really well. I think you probably fade him today. Not interested in Yankees and Angels. Not interested in Blue Jays, Orioles. Although I was looking at Vlad total bases for the longest time. I've been doing like I've just been pitcher props. We had Xavier Edwards yesterday. Over his 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He ended up with 2 hits. That cashed for us. Unless he had an RBI too. I know he had 2 hits. I don't know if he had anything else. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 hits, runs, RBIs for the cash. But I've been staying away from hitter props and but then, like, I've also hit 2 parlays just kind of fairly recently. I had one. Well, it was kind of pitcher though. I had like Flaherty strikeouts, Dodgers win, somebody else's strikeouts, I think, and a win. Um, so Chuck, I seen Kershaw over 4.5. A lot of people were talking about that play on Twitter. I seen, but I think with that boost, if you're in the Discord, probably come back with like a hit slash total bases type prop. Is I guess I'm seeing the board well with it now, which I hadn't really before. Um, Talk about this game. Sonny Gray is at 18 and a half outs. I mean, just juice to hell. I really think Shota's going to have a good game. You have wind blowing in like super heavily here, but you got a total of 6. I mean, I would really lean on the under for this Cubs and Twins game. Shoto's lines are all just juiced. Like his earned runs was under 2.5 for playable, but now it's 1.5 juiced, heavily to the over. You know, Red Sox, and I feel like Bayo's probably got some kind of a play here. He's really not been very very good. But even his over 17 and a half, and I feel like that's kind of crazy just based off. You would think the Royals probably hit a little better today. Maybe lean towards his under, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about it. We'll just start from the top here. What I have, so Bryce Elder's outs under 17 and a half. Let's go. Oops. You know, uh, Part of me thinks, Colin Ray has been so good for us, and I'm looking at Colin Ray's stats recently, and he's just like under. Like he just hasn't been good. We got Bryce Elder here in 2024. He's had 9 starts, 6 of them have been under. He managed to go over against Milwaukee and the Cardinals and Miami, who early on up until really this point, everybody was going deep against Miami. Right-handed pitcher, you can see like Cleveland went, he didn't go very deep against Cleveland, and Cleveland had really been struggling. San Diego was hitting righties pretty well, Arizona like halfway, but it is a little scary, like on the year, the Brewers were just hitting so good, like the 6th best batting average, 3rd best on base percentage. And then obviously like they're slumping. They're not the same Brewers team as they have been in the past. 24th lowest batting average just recently, 24th lowest on base percentage. Bullpen, I haven't looked at. I meant to actually look at all the bullpens recently. You got a bullpen that's like pretty much very well rested with the day off yesterday. There's just, in my opinion, there's not a big need for them to want him to go very deep today. Uh, Also, can I? Oops. Yeah, I really can't show it, but I have it pulled up here. His walks allowed. So this is coming down, but it was minus 190. It was minus 170 before we started. It's minus 155 now. But anytime Bryce Elder has more than two walks, his under 16 and a half has come in. So you can see he's had under two walks in like 4 or 5 games. Over, I mean, 4 games, and like he had flown over against all of those teams. Shoot, flown over in his walks, he's gone under on his outs. So anytime that he's juiced, gives up two walks, he's going under his outs prop. And that's just another one of those little things that you kind of like to look at the books. And what are the books telling us? The books are saying they think that he's going to walk some, and then if he does walk some, he's going under in his outs. He's a guy that, if I'm not mistaken, isn't really throwing a whole lot of pitches. You see him, getting yanked at 85, 85. Got killed by San Diego, 93 and only 9 outs, 71 and only 10 outs. 95, 76. He got pulled early against Arizona. Last time he faced Milwaukee, he went 19. I think the biggest part of this handicap is, Milwaukee just seen him. His last start was against the Brewers. Anytime you go back to back, there's going to be familiarity with that lineup, and they should be able to jump on him like from the start. And like these guys, yeah, like they didn't hit him very well. Like, would you expect Adams to continue to not hit, Contreras to continue to not hit against them? Bowers, Frelick, whatever. They just faced them. I think that's a big part of the handicap. They just faced them. He went 19 against them, sure, but he just faced them. They're going to hit him harder. They're going to get to him. The bullpen's fresh. I think he's going to go under 16 and a half. And this is sweaty. It's always sweaty. Under props are always sweaty. Sometimes the coach just randomly lets them go. Other times, it's like, like we're on an under and the coach is like, let him out, let him go, let him throw a bunch of pitches, let him get rocked, whatever. Then there's times we're in over and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, how did he get pulled? How did he not come back out, kind of thing? Good spot. I think it's a good spot. I like his under. Also wanted to see, I don't remember. The Brewers also see the fourth highest pitches per plate appearance. As I've said before, like we're talking 364 to 402, so that's not a very big number. But in terms of ranking, they're actually tied for the third most pitches per plate appearance, which is certainly something to note when we're talking about pitcher outs and going with that under. So I that's just another reason to really like that one there. So get him for minus 115. That's a pretty good look there. Next one, Luis Severino. That's crazy. On FanDuel, it was like minus 105, and now it's all the way up to minus 140. So we got minus 135 on DraftKings. So that's certainly playable for us. Like them on the over today. So in general, he's over this in 13 to 21. His last 10 games, he's over this in 8 of his last 10. So he, only went 15 against the Braves, which is surprising. Like the Braves haven't been that good, but at the same time, like the Braves have got these new bats, so they're kind of figuring it out. And then he got beat up against the Twins. Like I said, I say it all the time. I got a lot of respect for the Twins. I just had a thought of something else I forgot to say. So, I decided to kind of make a little push on YouTube Shorts. So I don't know if you guys are seeing those posts. Hopefully it's not annoying, but like these slap videos, where like people are like, it's like MMA, but like they're like slapping them and there's like slow motion and their face goes all crazy and stuff. Like, man, for whatever reason, like people are eating them up. I got like 40 followers or subscribers overnight. I had one of them reach like 10,000 views overnight. So like it's been a nice way to build the account, and then obviously like it can build the live show and the pick of the day videos, everything like that. So if you're seeing me posting more like shorts, like that's why. Like it's honestly it's working really well to build the account. Then it can transition into just some other stuff for me, Anyway, He's over this in 8 of his last 10, pretty good on the year. Away, however, he's over this in 7 of 10, um, 7 of 9 actually on the year. So he's missed just twice. And he is over this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games. I know this is at Coors Field. Coors Field is a hitter's ballpark. Coors Field is, the best ballpark to hit at. Coors Field, Coors Field, Coors Field. He's going into Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland's been up and down. Kyle Freeland is certainly I think pitching outside of his means, he's pitching better than what you would expect. And I think he's due for some regression. I think you could fade Kyle Freeland, but he does just continue to, suck, Um, but he's been able to go 6 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings. We've got him for 16 and a half. So he doesn't even have to make it the full 6. He can get pulled within that time frame. Pitches thrown, he does it effectively. He's throwing 90 pitches across the board. He got into 102, against Washington through 24, went 92 pitches. Let's see how it is at home. He's constantly throwing 90 some odd pitches. Like I said, he got tuned up against the Twins. So he's coming into this game rested. He just threw 62 pitches last time. You would think he'd have a longer leash today. Unless he's in trouble, you would think that he would be able to throw deeper into the game. The Mets used, 2 guys yesterday, not crazy, 3 guys on Sunday. So they've had a decent amount of guys pitching the last 3 games. So they certainly have guys available. I think, though, that he has been an innings eater for them. And realistically, like, who is their ace for the Mets? I think you make a big argument that it is Luis Severino here. And he does go deep into this game, or gives us a good chance to go deep in this game, in my opinion. So we'll take his over 16 and a half. And then, you can see too, like, color, it's red, top 14 and batting average, on base percentage, what have you. Middle of the pack, not scared of middle of the pack by any means. I'll tell you that I've been fading the Rockies, or no, let's see. I was actually backing the Rockies against a right-handed pitcher their last like 2 games or something like that. In the last 30 days, their rank was like number 2, and their hard hit, their batting average balls in play was like number 1 or number 2. They were number 1 or number 2 one time when I was on them. I believe I was talking to Trent for that play. I think it was when that Davis Daniel pick that we were on. And then next time they were like number 6 and 8 or something like that. Now they're number 14 and number 8. So they're still kind of on the better side, right? The better half, but I think they're falling, and they're falling backwards from it. They're regressing, if that makes sense. So I like that play. Minus 135 for Luis Severino on his outs, over 16 and a half. I'm curious to see if it's not better on Bet365. Marcus, not really, but I appreciate it. I had an appointment already on Thursday, so they're saying that I have to be seen before they schedule it. So it's just more waiting that I just don't have time for. So it's actually 15 and a half on Bet365 at minus 150. Of course, I like the 15 and a half better. Coco. Fanatics doesn't have out props. Do they? I swear I've looked there before. Let's look again, because I've been trying to use Fanatics more just so I can like get more free hats. Who are we talking about? Nice. Oh yeah, I do too. It's at least it's either new or like, and maybe it's just random for it. Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, for sure. Definitely got to play that on Fanatics then. Good call out, Coco. I'm about to check, like, who else did we just talk about? Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder. Where's he at? Bryce. Pitchers. Yeah, it's on there for Bryce Elder too. Under 16 and a half, minus 115. Same odds. They did not have it before though, so that's nice. Fanatics doesn't have a web page though, so I can't show you guys. But Fanatics is minus 115. for Luis Severino. So that's a nice one. I like that. Like it. Appreciate it. Favorite play, I think, on the board is going to be Christopher Sanchez under 17 and a half outs. We were just on him for over. And he got it done for us. That was our 7th win in a row on over on his outs. Minus 128 on FanDuel, minus 130 on DraftKings. Let's try Fanatics since I got it pulled up. Minus 115 on Fanatics. Look at that. OddsJam isn't free though, right? That's my issue. I think like BetStamp, but I don't think BetStamp shows props. Home? I swear they had like a thing on here where you education pet tracking. Yeah, this. And then you go to here, player props. Christopher Sanchez, pitching outs. Okay. I mean, it kind of does, but like at the same time, like it's not, that's not accurate though. Oh, minus 130. Oh, yeah. It's not bad, I guess. Yeah, I'm not paying $50 a month for that. I can do the work myself. So, like, BetStamp works pretty decently. Pickett. I'm supposed to be like partnering with Action Network, but like they also like I don't know if Action has this or not. So I would, if they ever get back to me, then I would use Action. But unfortunately, like they just they don't have all the books on here. They only have books that they're probably like partnered with. Anyway, Bet365 has, or Fanatics has under 17 and a half or minus 115. Like that's awesome. You gotta, we'll take that all day. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. On the year to the under 48%. Away 8-9 away. If I'm not mistaken, he did go over against the Dodgers, but he was at home. Oh, if you look in these away games, like he's just not throwing a lot of pitches. Like he's really getting killed. 91, 97 over 80, 89 in the 90s, 100, 94, 91. He's just getting killed away. He's not as good away than he is at home. I don't know how popular of a bet this is going to be because I mean everybody has access to these, these graphs and stuff like that. Everybody can do, what I'm doing. If you look at his splits at home, he's got a 2.32 ERA and 12 starts. He's got a 6-3 record with a 1.02 WHIP. He's given up, 22 runs. Away in 9 starts, he's got a 5.23 ERA. He's 1-4 with a 1.74 WHIP. He's given up 29 runs. Away, he has not been as good. Going against a Dodgers team who on the year is hitting lefties well, recently, towards the bottom, but they do have a decent on base percentage. The 13th highest on base percentage, which obviously is going to increase the pitch count when you have a lot of walks. Looking at Philly, Phillies just used 2 pitchers in the last 2 days. Their bullpen is very, very fresh. Any sign of distress, I think they pull them. This is a big game. You're playing the Dodgers. Like, you can't afford to have your pitcher go out there and get blown up. Dodgers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I always forget to scroll. I think it's gonna load. The Dodgers are tied for third, just like the Brewers. The Dodgers are tied for third in the most pitches per plate appearance. And if I'm not mistaken, we can go to MLB stats here. Hitting. Let's see. Let's just do in general here. Oops. The Dodgers have walked the second most out of any other team. If we want to look at, let's say, at home, the Dodgers have walked the fifth most of any other team, and they have the 12th highest batting average in terms of at home. So you got a team that's walked the second most in the year. Obviously, that's a decent amount. In the last even 7 days, they've walked the fifth most. So it's not just a lot in the beginning, like they walk a lot. So that's kind of where it is, guys. Like, there's not a ton to talk about. The Dodgers are certainly an up and down team a little bit. I actually hate to back the Dodgers, but this is probably my favorite play. The Dodgers offense is great. I don't know if Freddie Freeman's back, to be completely honest. I know he had some personal stuff going on. I think there was like a statement released, and like I didn't actually read it, but like, he's got personal stuff going on. He's under this in 10 of his last 11 road games on the year. He's under an all but one. He is back. He's under an all but one game this year. And honestly, of those 8, they've all been under pretty comfortably. 6 of them have been under, 5 or less outs. 4 of them have been under 5 innings. I think it's a good spot. I think he's not good away. The Dodgers walk a lot, which means that they're going to run the pitch count up. And the Phillies bullpen is like really, really fresh. And I think they come flying in at any chance that they have to, pull him and not let him go very deep, to be completely honest. So before I recap, we're at 28 minutes. I feel like this is a nice sweet spot. Not having this be, sometimes we get talking, I interact a lot. We get off subject, stuff like that. It goes 40 minutes or something like that. I think 30 minutes is a really good spot here to get going on some stuff. So if anybody has any questions about anything in particular, though, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Today, I'll go ahead and probably record this pick of the day video real fast while I'm sitting here. Got to mow still before it rains, and then I'll get some plays out. I got some more slap videos coming. I got some motivational type quotes too that I had coming out. I had posted one, and it didn't do very good, but I think I posted too early. So I'm going to try to post the motivational ones between 12 and 3, just one a day probably, to see how it goes. And then the slap videos, post them at night when like I'm just sitting around watching TV with my wife, from like 7 to like 10 or 11 o'clock when people are like scrolling on their phones. I think people would be more interested in that. So to recap, we're going to go with Christopher Sanchez under 17.5 outs. Whatever you can get it at. Play it whatever you can get it at, as long as it's under like minus 150. Fanatics had it as minus 115. I think that's a great look. Lock it up. Luis Severino over 16.5 outs. Once again, Fanatics had it minus 115. Good look there. Bryce Elder under 16.5 outs. DraftKings minus 115 is a pretty good one there too. Corey, when we have outs, how does walks affect the outs? Indirectly. So if it's going to raise their pitch count. So when you're betting on outs, you're worried about their pitch count. You want an effective, outing from them. My goal when I'm on somebody with 17 and a half outs is for them to throw 15 pitches an inning. So by the third inning, end of the third inning, hopefully they're at 45 pitches. So they're at 60 by the fourth. They're at 75 potentially going into the sixth, with room for error and everything. So ideally they're at 80 to 85 going into the sixth inning, depending on the pitcher, because then they can end up getting pulled. So if you walk a lot of guys, that's at least 4 pitches to that player without recording an out. So that's adding 4 pitches to the pitch count, which raises it. On the reverse side, a pitcher could throw a 4-pitch walk and then a 1-pitch double play, and then they got 2 outs and 5 pitches. Then they got lucky. But if they go full count, that's 5 pitches. They walk the guy, that's 6 pitches, and then they get 3 more outs. You know what I'm saying? It just adds the pitch count up. So walks are beneficial to the pitch count. We don't want to see walks if we're betting on an over. We want to see walks if we're betting on an under. As soon as I do the 10K challenge, I fall apart and all my bets lose. So probably not, to be honest. I'd much rather try to do these lottos where I bet $10 on a plus 100,000 to turn into 10K. I have a better chance of hitting one of those in the next 100. There's 147 days left in the year. I have a better chance of hitting a plus 100,000 lotto once a day than I do probably hitting 10 straight bets in a row with just the flukiness of some of the stuff. But all right, that's it. Discord wise, I'll post the plays that I think are going to be in it. I'd say at least 2 of these are probably going to be in the Discord. Yep, at least 2 of them. So, Chuck, appreciate you about the dog. I'm hoping to hopefully get a conversation sooner or phone call sooner than later. If it's bad, I want to know sooner than later. I think we're going to be okay. Fingers crossed. And then my other dog, my wife was cutting. He's a golden retriever. My wife was cutting mats, matted hair out because he's got long hair, She cut his ear off. And I didn't realize. She's like, "Oh, I cut his ear." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, he'll be okay. He doesn't seem like he's in pain or anything." And I thought she just snipped it a little bit. Nah. It's actually really bad. Literally it's hanging. Part of his ear is hanging off. So I cleaned it real good, give him a whole bath, put some triple antibiotic on it. And I told her though, I'm like, it's not going to reconnect. I'm like, we're healing 2 wounds at this point and it's just going to be floppy now. I was like, we'll see if it gets infected. If it looks bad, I'll take him to the vet, but I'm going to nurse it myself. But I got all kinds of shit going on in my house right now. I can't get an MRI. I'm hobbling around the house. My ass hurts. My gluteus maximus muscles are, because my joints and unstable. So when I run, it's my body's overcompensating for the bad joint. So it's forcing me to use muscles that you wouldn't normally use. So I'll get out of this chair to go get a drink of water after this because I've been sitting for 33 minutes and I'll barely be able to walk. I got one dog that potentially has cancer. I got another one that's got half his ear hanging off because my wife freaking almost cut it off. Jared, would appreciate your watch on that video, but probably Christopher Sanchez. Probably. But okay. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the slap videos because those are going to keep coming, especially with Paige Van Zant or whatever. Since she's in there now, she's a pretty popular woman. Appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow at 11:30. Should be no issues. Yeah, Corey, if there's a parlay for it or if there's a boost, that's how I like to do those. The leans, hey, this is, if one of these plays I don't like for the Discord, there's one of these I think they're all going to hit, but there's one that I don't feel as strongly as I do the other 2. So that one would be probably a leg in a play instead of a straight bet, if that makes sense. But anyhow, I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff to do. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys back tomorrow. If you have any additional questions or anything like that, as always, check me out on Twitter at Live Joe Bets right here. DM me in the Discord or DM me on Twitter. I mean, I can't promise I get to it right away, but I mean, I see stuff at some point and get to it. So close this up. Appreciate you guys. I don't know. And then if you watch the Book It with Trent streams or whatever, I've been getting on there and giving a play too. Just trying to continue to, evolve and get more eyes on me and grow and stuff like that. So if you ever watch the Book It, Prize Picks, whatever stream that he does, I've been on it I wasn't on it yesterday, but I've been on it twice now where I get on, I give a play, and dude's cool, and he's always says that he likes my plays or I'm solid or he's like rare W or whatever he says, goofy guy, but I mean, I think he's got a big heart and I think he's cool, so check me out there if you're interested, but appreciate you guys and I will see you guys back tomorrow.